The deeper you go into the woods,
Back up, just back up.
the scarier they get. Out there, people have spotted creatures that shouldn't exist.
Oh my God.
From creepy humanoids to mysterious beasts.
No. What the is that?
You won't believe these creatures were caught on camera. On the 5th of October, 2022, a forest ranger in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, was patrolling when he saw a pale, tall humanoid across a clearing. It was nearly 9 feet tall. Its limbs were so long that its hands nearly reached its feet, and its head was unusually small. He was relieved when it went back into the woods instead of crossing the clearing. But the next day, a similar humanoid appeared in the same spot. It looked just as bizarre. Now he fears what else might be living in those woods. Creepy mutation. The Skinwalker Ranch in Utah is known for its unexplained events, and it didn't get its reputation for nothing. Just 1 mile northwest of the ranch, in Ballard, a man saw a strange creature in the field. Its limbs ended in sharp claws. The creature was so slender that its ribs were visible through its pale, furless skin.
Oh my God.
It neither looked like cattle nor a stray animal. It looked like some strange, mutated creature. The man left the area after seeing it. What do you think it was?
Oh my God.
Centaur encounter. Last year in June, a man lost his way in the Redwood National Forest, California. He began hearing footsteps and thought it was a person who could guide him out, but he was wrong. The creatures that stepped out had the lower bodies of horses and the upper bodies of humans. This was a clan of Centaurs. And since these creatures can be extremely territorial and dangerous, he decided to stay hidden until they were gone. Strange humanoid. 2 brothers had gone to Pennyroyal Plateau, Kentucky for their peace of mind, but what they saw ruined it for them. There was a strange humanoid creature in the pond. It had unnatural light gray skin and didn't look like any known creature. It seemed to be filling up a bucket with water. As it was about to drink it, the humanoid noticed the brothers spying on it.
¿No te muevas? Vamos ya.
It immediately began to run out of there, but since the video ended there, we don't know if it was running to hide or to target them. Winged surprise? While a group of friends was camping in Mount Rainier National Park, Washington, they heard a strange, loud sound in the distance and saw the silhouette of a winged creature. They began trying to track it down and found it the next day in the woods. Turns out, it was a Pegasus. The creature had a white body and wings, and it was wandering peacefully. They couldn't find any other species like it and thought it was one of a kind. In the end, they decided not to disturb it. Creepy stalker. In 2024, one man found this terrifying creature in the woods near his backyard. It had glowing eyes, gray skin, and a devilish face. After seeing him, it had run away. When he uploaded the footage, viewers wanted more proof, so he went back into the woods and found it. Its eyes were locked onto him. It was slowly stalking closer, its slender gray limbs making no sound.
Oh God. Sir, look at me. Back up. Just back up.
The man realized this decision was about to cost him everything, but luckily, the creature didn't pounce, and he was able to escape. Gray creature. On the 8th of February this year, a speleologist was exploring Pinnacles National Park, California. That's when he saw the creepiest creature entering the Bear Gulch cave system. It had light gray skin that perfectly blended with the rocks. It was small, with oddly humanoid limbs. It quickly crawled into the cave and vanished so fast that he couldn't capture it.
Keep fighting.
Now he'll be exploring those caves further to see what else lives there. Centaur tribe. Who knew a scenic moment could be so mythical? 3 years ago, in a valley in Yosemite National Park, a woman spotted multiple figures moving below. Some were horses, while others looked like strange hybrids. The hybrids were half human and half horse, just like centaurs. Their movements looked natural and effortless, which meant these weren't people in costumes. Turns out, she had accidentally discovered an entire clan of centaurs. Since she didn't want to draw their attention, she left immediately after recording them. Roaring creature. Last year, this man was recording himself while walking down a trail in Yosemite National Park, but the camera captured something else too. I need you to look behind him. There was a huge creature on the mountain. It had pale skin, powerful broad shoulders, and an unusually small head. Its roars were echoing through the mountains.
What the is that?
But for some reason, the man was completely calm. Maybe because he thought the roars belonged to an animal somewhere far away. Terrifying chase. This has to be the most terrifying drone footage ever. A content creator recorded this when he flew his drone over the road near Hocking Hills State Park in Ohio. A huge humanoid figure was chasing a scared person. It was closing in fast, but the humanoid paused for a brief moment, almost like it was giving its prey false hope of safety. But there was no way to outrun it. The content creator thought it was Bigfoot and didn't record how the chase ended. Uncontacted tribe? In August last year, an athlete climbed Mount Charleston, Nevada for high-altitude training. That's when he saw a strange sight in the distance. There was a group of people in front of a dark, four-legged beast. The beast had a wolf-like form, but no known wolf is supposed to grow that huge. Despite its terrifying appearance, the creature was acting unusually tame. That's when he realized this might be an uncontacted group that had trained this mysterious beast. Winged horse. The view from the mountains in Angeles National Forest, California, is a sight to behold. And last month, a man saw more than that. Just a few feet away, he saw a white, horse-like creature with huge wings. He couldn't believe he was seeing an actual Pegasus, which is only believed to exist in stories.
Mira ya, hermano, mira. Ese caballo, tío, tiene alas.
As he was recording, the Pegasus flared its wings and flew away, and he wasn't able to find it again. Cave werewolf. Custer State Park, South Dakota is an amazing spot for hiking with trails and scenic views, but one man went too far, which led him to an uncharted spot. He found a cave, and a humanoid beast walked out of it. With its wolf-like face, dark fur, and humanoid form, it looked just like a werewolf. The sight scared him so much that he didn't stay there a second longer and fled. When he told the tourist guides, they claimed there were no known caves or werewolves there. Spider-like creature. In one of our previous videos, the username Jeffrey Jamerson requested to see enormous spiders. So that's next. In Cueva del Guacharo National Park, Venezuela, an explorer discovered a cave deep in an uncharted section and saw this inside. It had dark, fleshy limbs spreading in all directions like a spider's legs. It also gave off a strong, foul stench. The creature remained completely motionless, and he used the opportunity to leave quietly. What else do you guys want to see in the next video? Comment below. Open discussion. On the 9th of July, 2024, a tourist was exploring the Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh, India. He began hearing roars from and followed the sounds, which led him to this shocking sight. A tiger was locked in combat with a hybrid creature that was half man, half horse, like a centaur.
Oh my God.
The tiger was unable to overpower the centaur, which had only its size and a stick for defense. A tiger's bite force is over 1,000 pounds per square inch, which is nearly double that of a lion's. But that didn't scare the centaur. Since the tourist didn't want them to pick up on his scent, he left. Humanoid bull. When a wildlife researcher was in the Rocky Mountains in Colorado to study wildlife, he came across a mysterious cave system, and what walked out of it shocked him. It was a 10-foot-tall, terrifying humanoid version of a bull, holding prey. The man camped nearby to observe the creature, and every day it would appear after the crack of dawn with a cloth covering its lower body. Each time, it would go out to catch prey and spend the rest of the day in the cave. It seemed to be a solitary creature, and he decided not to disturb it. Devil's Cave. In 2015, some adventurers went to the Devil's Cave in Mazatlan, Mexico for its interesting history. It had been used for storage during the Mexican Revolution, but during exploration, they found another entrance to the cave, along with a devilish horned creature. It was 9 feet tall, with a body so dark that no light reflected off it. As it was entering the cave, they realized that part of the cave must have been this creature's home, and the cave didn't earn its name for nothing. The group didn't dare enter it again. Winged Horse. One morning last year, a farmer in Bardstown, Kentucky found the most unbelievable creature in one of his pens. It was a white horse with huge wings, just like a Pegasus. Seeing a real winged horse was shocking enough, but he couldn't understand where it had come from. He fed it and cared for it for an entire day, and by the next day, it was gone just as mysteriously as it had appeared. Shocking winged creature. When a man visited Wasatch Cache National Forest, Utah, for its landscapes, spotting a mythical creature wasn't on his list. The massive winged creature was slowly making its way through the swamp. It had an eagle-like beak and 4 powerful limbs like a feline, just like a griffin. He didn't dare draw its attention, because griffins are believed to be extremely dangerous, with a combined strength of a lion and an eagle. So, he quietly watched the predator disappear into the woods. Strange humanoid. On the 2nd of December, 2013, a man vacationing in the Mount Hood National Forest, Oregon, captured the most terrifying sight. He saw movement in the woods and began recording, thinking he was about to capture a wild animal, but soon realized it was a strange humanoid crouching across a clearing. The dark figure had powerful, muscular limbs. When a cyclist approached the area, completely unaware of it, the creature suddenly vanished into the woods, and the man didn't see it again. Unicorn discovery. A man named Robert Jones had an obsession with trying to find mythical animals. After years of searching, he finally spotted one in Grand Teton National Park, Wyoming. He found a creature that looked like a white horse with a sharp horn on its head. It was a unicorn. It was wandering in the woods all by itself. The man even looked around to find another one of its kind, but there were none. After recording proof of its existence, he left the forest. Lab specimen. After finding this unbelievable creature in the Amazon rainforest, biologists placed it in a secure lab to study it. They discovered it while studying the feeding habits of animals. Its entire body was covered in wet mud. Its appearance was completely horse-like, apart from the single horn on its head. They intended to investigate its genes and physiology to see if the horn on its head was due to a mutation, or if this was a completely different species, like a unicorn. But since it was too agitated, they had to wait for it to calm down. Gigantic roach. If you hate roaches, then this one is for you. Many years ago, a man had snuck into the Red Forest close to the Chernobyl exclusion zone in Ukraine. That's when he saw a huge, insect-like creature. To his horror, it looked exactly like a gigantic cockroach. Since Chernobyl and the surrounding area are still contaminated with radiation, he thought the exposure must have mutated a roach and caused it to grow unusually large. So he left the forest immediately out of fear. Massive wings. In June 2019, a group of tourists went to the savannah in the Serengeti National Park. They were prepared to spot lions, elephants, and zebras. And not this. In the distance, they spotted a pair of massive wings. They were confused because no known bird has wings that huge. The creature kept flaring those wings without taking off, and its body wasn't visible from that distance. If they had gotten any closer, we might have seen what it really was.
Está enorme. No puedo creerlo.
Terrifying encounter. This heart-pounding video starts with a man running in fear. He and his friend had been exploring the Khao Yai National Park in Thailand, but something made them both climb up a tree, and soon, the video revealed what had been chasing them. There was a terrifying humanoid beast in the distance. It had a dark body, and to their horror, it kept waiting for them to come down. The friends tried scaring it away with a stick, but that didn't work. They eventually called for help, but before anyone could arrive, the beast vanished into the woods. Mythical carcass. In 2023, a wildlife enthusiast had gone to the Tambopada National Reserve in the Amazon for its diverse wildlife, and the forest turned out far more diverse than he expected. He came across a strange, pale carcass on the wet soil. Its limbs almost looked like flippers, and it had a long, narrow neck, but he didn't get close enough to see its head. It didn't resemble any animal he had seen before. Later, when he uploaded it, some viewers said it looked like Champ, a mythical water-dwelling creature. Mysterious beast. A hiker took the Badlands Trail in the Miami Whitewater Forest and made the most shocking discovery. He saw a mysterious tall creature walking among the woods. It had dark fur, broad shoulders, and was walking like a humanoid. However, it was not a bear or an ape, because neither have ever been spotted on this Badlands Trail. He tried to stay hidden as it kept looking around as if searching for prey. Luckily, it didn't pick up his scent and eventually walked away. Creepy rake. In 2016, a man from Newark, Delaware was walking through the woods near his neighborhood. That's when he began hearing strange hissing noises coming from an abandoned well. He thought it was an animal in distress, but oh boy, he was so wrong. The man found a pair of glowing eyes staring at him, and it didn't belong to an ordinary creature. It had a pale and narrow face, like a rake. The sight scared him so much that he ran away. Cryptid chase. In 2017, a man named Joseph William was exploring the Ocala National Forest to see some deers, but it ended up as a terrifying chase. A huge black creature charged him from the woods. It looked like a juvenile Bigfoot and behaved like one too. He began running for his life, and the creature kept running on all fours, locking on him as a prey. You might think that it was over for him, but against all odds, he managed to outrun it. Griffin sighting. Earlier in the video, we showed you a griffin that a man found in Wasatch Cache National Forest, Utah. Well, guess what? Another person spotted the same species in San Bernardino National Forest, California. It had the same beaked mouth, feline claws, and bird-like wings. This griffin had its wings folded at its sides. The camera person was lucky that, despite its sharp sense of smell, the griffin didn't detect them. Otherwise, things would have turned dangerous. Strange spider beast. The Akahara Forest in Japan already has a dark reputation for strange sightings, but nothing comes close to this one. An explorer had found this creature in a tree. It had massive, furry, spider-like limbs, and its face was way creepier. Its skin was pale and fleshy, and it was weaving a huge web in the tree. The man recorded the grotesque creature from all angles and left. Mischievous creature. This video might convince you that duendes exist. A farmer from Real de Catorce, Mexico, had found this creature in his fields and managed to capture it.
Nadie me creyó, pero aquí está, mírenlo bien. Todito me costó, pero ya es mío. Respira, se mueve.
It was small, with pale skin, rough hair, and was wearing dirty clothes. It looked just like a duende, and behaved like one too, because duendes are believed to be mischievous, and it had been damaging the man's crops. However, he has not shared what he did with the catch. Strange stalker. After a researcher's trail camera captured this image in the Allegheny National Forest, Pennsylvania, he began searching for the creature. The next evening, he finally found it peeking from a tree. Its face was narrow and creepy, with glowing eyes. It was the most horrifying creature he'd ever seen. Later that night, wherever he went, the creature followed him. Despite wanting to learn more about it, he was too freaked out to stay any longer. Dark figure. In 2015, a man staying at a resort in Leavenworth, Washington, was recording the snowfall. But then, something mysterious showed up on camera too. It was a dark entity that was walking upright like a person, but it didn't really look like one. It seemed to have dark fur and a hunched posture. The being walked away, and when the man showed it to the resort's authorities, they tried to search for it, but couldn't track it down. Have you seen this before? Tasmanian devils. This man had the creepiest encounter in the Monongahela National Forest, West Virginia. When he was camping at night, a group of animals came out of the woods and began shrieking at him. Their behavior was predatory.
Yeah. The goblins. Look at you. Whoa! Whoa!
These dark creatures with white stripes look just like Tasmanian devils, which are nocturnal animals native to Tasmania. These animals don't exist anywhere outside Tasmania, and they never hunt humans. Which meant these were something else in disguise. Since the man didn't show any signs of fear, the creatures left him alone. Fairy sighting. You won't believe what a man in Asheville, North Carolina, found inside a park. He noticed a winged creature that looked too big to be a regular insect. Turns out, it had a humanoid form. The creature had dark human-like limbs, white hair, and 2 pairs of wings like a fairy. When he tried to capture it, the fairy kept thrashing around to break free. He eventually managed to take it home, but realized it had gone unresponsive. When it didn't move at all, he discarded the carcass. Shocking sighting. You're about to see the clearest footage of a cryptid. A wildlife biologist was surveying the Redwood Valley Forest in California when he saw it. It had a gray, furless body, a narrow face, and unusually slender limbs. He'd never seen this creature before, despite his 10 years in this field. The creature even turned towards him, but instead of pouncing, it walked away. It looked just like a chupacabra. Hunting gone wrong. Nearly a decade ago, a hunter had gone 15 miles south of Laramie, Wyoming, but instead of regular animals, he encountered something mysterious. A dark creature was walking in the distance. Although the video isn't very clear, we can still make out a humanoid shape.
I didn't think Bigfoot was in Wyoming.
No wild animal in that area is supposed to look or walk like that. At first, the man debated whether to hunt it or stay away. Then his survival instincts kicked in, and he kept his distance. Wolf or not? In 2018, while a family was headed to Green Mountain National Forest, Vermont, they saw a wolf-like creature on the roadside. It had light-colored fur and was standing on its hind legs. As they got closer, it turned toward them with eyes that glowed like tiny bulbs. They knew this wasn't an ordinary wolf, because wolves don't stand upright like a humanoid, and all wolves were wiped out from Vermont in the late 1800s, so they quickly drove past it. Strange creature. Some locals in Kampong, Malaysia, found one of the creepiest creatures crouching on the riverbank. It was pale and had the most bizarre head ever. It was flat, smooth, with no facial features at all. They didn't even know how it had appeared on that riverbank, which made them more curious about its origin. No one dared to get close to it, as the creature played around with the water, and just before sunset, it went away on its own and was never seen again. What do you think it was? Grotesque tortoise. Now what the heck is that? A man came across this creature in the Davidson River Campground, western North Carolina, while looking for a spot to camp. It seemed to have a shell like a tortoise, but the rest of it was really grotesque. Its head was really strange, and it was walking like a humanoid. There are no known species of shelled creatures that walk on two legs. It freaked him out so much that he camped somewhere far away. Mysterious dark creature. On the 17th of August, 2015, a content creator was searching for a view in the Massanutten Ridge Trail, Virginia. That's when he noticed a dark creature in the woods. As he was recording, the creature stood up like a humanoid. The sight terrified him so much that the man began running immediately.
How cool that. Let's go.
He didn't want to find out if it was a Bigfoot or just a dressed-up person trying to scare people. He was still running for his life when the video ended abruptly. Scary entity. The Pine Barrens in New Jersey already have a bad reputation for creepy sightings, and 5 years ago, one curious man went to confirm that. He found a creepy white humanoid staring at him from behind the trees. It kept peeking at him, and its eyes were glowing brightly. Its posture was really strange, and he didn't get too close because of how scary it was. And he was lucky the entity decided to keep its distance, or else it would have ended badly for him. Golem Rising. Hiking comes with strange surprises, and this video is proof. This man was in Rocky Mountain National Park, Colorado, when he saw movement in the distance. To his shock, a massive rocky figure was rising, built completely from rocks and soil. It looked exactly like the mythical creature, Golem. He kept his distance and followed it. The huge being wandered around as if it was searching for something, but he eventually lost track of it and never found out what it was looking for. Strange Stalker. Late one night in the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve, Kansas, a man found this creature stalking him. It didn't behave like a bear or an ape. Its movements were really suspicious, as it was crouching on its humanoid low to avoid being seen. Its face was even creepier because it didn't resemble any known wild animal. It was slowly inching closer to him, which made the man run in the opposite direction with fear. Winged creature. This video shows a man holding a glass container with the most unbelievable creature inside. He'd been exploring the Amazon rainforest in Brazil with his team when he found this winged creature.
Esto es nada, pero no como la gente cree. La encontré en el bosque.
The tiny humanoid had gray skin and 2 pairs of delicate wings. The creature kept shrieking creepily as it struggled to find its way out. The man had even placed some ferns and soil in the container to make the creature comfortable, but that didn't work. It was so agitated that he had to free it eventually.
Hermano, eso no es un insecto.
Devil Humanoid. No one on the internet knows what this entity is. A man in Houston, Texas, had been driving to his farm when he saw a humanoid figure running in the distance. The figure was tall, dark, and the creepiest part was the horns on its head. It also seemed to have a tail and was holding something in its hand. The man would have believed it was a person in a costume if it hadn't been running so fast. It was able to keep pace with his car, and humans can't run that fast.